is not working anymore. Not done anything productive. Not to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I've actually really enjoyed colouring in this book. Hello everyone, my name is Jaya and I'm the artist behind Remy's World. If you don't know what Remy's World is already, it's my comic universe that I've created to help support people with their mental health. I wanted it so that my work meets people where they are rather than preaches at them, so they can feel validated and understood instead of judged for not healing fast enough. If you want to see all my comics, they are all available on Instagram and I aim to post once or twice a week. If you don't know who the characters are already, the main character is obviously Remy, who did initially start off as the shape of memory but has now evolved into more of a spirit guide. And he was meant to represent memory or the parts of ourselves that we tend to look away from, and people tend to think he's quite ominous because he is a dark shadow, but I promise he has no ill intentions. In my comics he supports the other characters Patch, Lumi and Nimbus, who all deal with their own issues respectively, and I've decided to start documenting my journey of growing Remy's World because it's been an absolute process so far. And my mission is to really grow this so that people can feel understood and in a safe space where they feel like they can connect with others, even if they don't feel necessarily understood by people in their life, but then it can just be a space where they can feel what they want to feel without any sort of pressure. I decided to film a bit of a vlog and a Q&A this week, but I will warn you now, I am very awkward in front of the camera. I've taken a bit of warming up and I've had to cut most of the clips because they all look like this. I need to just get over the awkwardness now of filming. So yeah, not ideal. I'm very wooden. But give me some time because it gets better at the end. It gets better at the end. I'm sure with time I'll get to grips with the whole speaking to a camera and there's no person there that I'm speaking to. I'm literally just speaking to a device. I'll put timestamps here so you can skip to the Q&A questions that you're interested in or to whichever bit looks the most interesting for you. In this vlog I've documented creating my first painting because I've not painted for absolutely ages, so that was really fun. I've shown you my new colouring book. I talk about plans for the future and how I want to grow things, and yeah, basically how I work day to day as an artist. I also have free resources on my website should anyone need them. There's only a few resources at the moment because I've only just started making them, but I'm hoping that it will be absolutely packed out. Just give me some time because I've got to draw a lot of things at the minute, so I will get there eventually. So yeah, here's what my last week has looked like. I feel so cringe making content. I hate it. I need to finish this painting today because it's taking me too long and I'm flying next week, so I will not be able to do it. Did the smile on the snail yesterday, which I was looking forward to. Do this painting anymore. I just watched back the clip of me talking about my colouring book and oh my days, I didn't think a human could ever be so awkward. So I'm gonna do it now again, hopefully a little bit less awkward. But yeah, this is my new colouring book that I've just made and I actually am really enjoying colouring it in myself instead of doing any sort of productive work, as you'll see later on. But it's not just colouring sheets, like it has got colouring sheets like this one that I have coloured in. I had a really fun time doing that. It's also got my comics too, so you can colour them in yourself. The comics that are the most popular, the ones that people really like. And there's also activities. There's mindful activities like jar of thoughts or is this thought helpful? And you can colour it in and it's a little bit more fun than just traditional CBT, splitting your thoughts into two different categories. You know, you can colour them in this time. But yeah, that is available now on Amazon and the link will be in the bio. My dog just farted, I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I actually am so happy with this. I am really enjoying colouring it in, and this isn't even as like a plug, this is a genuinely like, I probably need to get a new hobby because as a 24-year-old it's a little bit embarrassing to say that I'm spending most of my evenings sat colouring in alone, and I probably need to start making this more of a social thing. I am just squirreled away in my room colouring it alone. I did do some colouring with my mum actually and that was really fun, I would highly recommend a colouring party with your friends, because I do it with my friends, not with my book. we started this before my book. And you know, you can make it as fun as you want. You can bring wine if you want to. You can do a cheese board if you want to, you know, you can do what you want. It doesn't just have to be colouring. The clips of me talking about all my plans for the future were also incredibly awkward, so I'm going to go over that again now. But basically my plan for the next month is to create a lot of different prints and products that I can turn into merch for a pop-up shop, because I would absolutely love to do a market and to meet people in person. I get so many lovely comments every single day and they genuinely mean the world to me, so I would really love to meet people in person. So my plan is to make stickers or prints or whatever else, I'm not too sure yet, but I want to get a whole batch of that made and ordered. My dog just farted again, I'm really sorry. I apologise on his behalf. So that will be the main focus of this next month, because then I need to apply for markets, which will be a whole task in itself, and I don't really know how to go about doing that. I've never ever done a physical shop in my life. I've only ever sold things online, so I'm gonna have to look into different markets that may be appropriate, because I'm not sure, because I know that we have markets around that I could apply to, but I'm not sure the audience would be quite right. I also am planning on finishing my comic book. We're going to speak this into existence, because I have been saying this every single month for the last 3 months. I'm going to finish my comic book. I only have 10 pages left. I just need to force myself to sit down and finish it. But my comic book will hopefully be available soon. It's going to be available as a digital download as well if you didn't want to buy a physical copy, because I know people love the daily comics so much, so I wanted to just have a whole book that people could just keep and look at whenever they wanted to. That's everything I've had to film again, because the first clips were horrific, and this is what my week looked like. It's exam season in the UK, so I think I'm going to do some posts on managing your mental health during exam season. It's like looking after yourself while also studying. The way I do my comics is I script them out first. Dialogue actually comes before the drawings usually. I usually have the dialogue in mind first. Shape the rest of the drawings in the illustration aspect. My dog wants to kill the gardener, so I'm just going to work on the scripts first, and then I will start drawing. I will start thinking about the drawings. Longer than I thought it would, but it is done now. I managed to start drawing today yet. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring in the background. I didn't start drawing today yet because I've been busy doing reels and Canva posts, and I just spent ages on YouTube Shorts trying to find music that's not going to get copyrighted. All of the music sounds terrible, the ones that you can use. So if my shorts over a minute have horrendous music, that's why. I think I'm gonna continue drawing my stickers that I started yesterday. So far these are these stickers that I've done. But I'm gonna do another sheet which is like food themed. So those are the ones I've done so far, but I need to finish colouring them in and shading them, so I will probably do that for the next hour or so. I actually watch stuff while I draw, but I'm actually sick of everything at the minute. And there's nothing on Netflix, nothing on Disney, nothing on Prime, like everything is just rubbish, and YouTube is just, I miss old YouTube. I miss when YouTube used to be fun. Like, I miss when YouTube used to be like fun and chill and just like people having like a fun time and putting it on the internet, rather than like every time I go on my recommended, it's just self-development podcasts and just more podcasts, and all of them have conflicting information. Why is everything so serious now? Open Instagram and YouTube and I'm just diagnosed as unacceptable. Like, I miss when, maybe I'll make my videos like old YouTube. Remember when TikTok used to just be silly dances? TikTok's just doom and gloom and diagnosing me as terrible. decided not to draw my stickers and I've started a comic instead. So that's the background. And I'm thinking it's going to be another comic to go alongside. It's going to be another comic to sort of support the mental health while studying. So it's going to be about grades and academic validation. We've all been there. Another day, another sleigh. The Q&A. I had a few questions. I had quite a few questions. First question was advice to stay motivated. Everyone has heard or read in some capacity that, you know, you can't rely on motivation. It's very fickle, which I do agree with completely. To rely on discipline. So I think the question is more how to stay disciplined, because motivation is very fickle, it comes and goes. Say there's like multiple things I want to say on this, to be honest. Whatever you're doing or trying to stay disciplined with or stay motivated with, you need like the bigger why. And by the bigger why, I mean like, why are you doing it? So for me specifically, with my art and my work, I want to help people, and that's the big why. I don't feel motivated or I don't feel disciplined. Remember the bigger purpose and you remember why you're doing something. Not enough for me personally to just be like, oh, I just want to paint pretty pictures and share them on the internet. Like, for some people that might be enough, but for me personally, that's not enough for me to carry me through like the struggles. As well, it's important if you're trying to stay motivated or stay disciplined that imagine what your life would be like if you weren't disciplined or not motivated. It's easy to just be like, oh yeah, it'll be rubbish, but actually no, actually sit and like write down what your life would look like if you weren't motivated and you weren't disciplined and you didn't do what you needed to do or wanted to do. Like for me, if I don't put the work in, then I will have to go and get a job and work for someone, and I won't be able to help people necessarily in that role, and I'll have autonomy over my time, necessarily have that creative freedom. For example, if you're wanting to go to the gym because you want to get stronger, imagine your life if you weren't strong or you weren't weak and you can't like lift your shopping when you're 90 because you didn't put the work in. Whatever you're trying to do or you're motivated to change or try and do, make it sustainable. Don't try and take on the entire world in one day. That's not sustainable, and then you won't be motivated and you won't be disciplined and you won't want to do anything. But if you're just chipping away at it every day, keep you from getting burnt out in the long run and also keep you more motivated in the long term. I've seen that someone's made an illustrated tarot deck. That sounds so fun. Maybe I'll do that. I need to stop starting projects and thinking of new ideas and actually just finishing and completing the ones that I've already started, because I have a terrible habit of starting things and then coming up with a new idea which seems more fun and more exciting, and then the other idea just goes on the back burner and then nothing gets finished. So I need to lock in and actually finish the things that I've started, like the stickers and the comic book, and not start a tarot deck. But I do really want to do that now. Making a document of all the things that I want to print off for a pop-up, and I know where everything all is, and then I can I can order it all in one go rather than just ordering in dribs and drabs. And then also I can just have a bit of a culling process and see which ones I like, because I can't get every piece of artwork I've ever created printed, so I need to narrow it down to the best ones. Blow my own trumpet or anything, but I've actually really enjoyed colouring in this book. I know I designed it and it's my book, but I've actually really enjoyed colouring it in today. Much to my detriment actually, because I've not done anything productive. I've spent the whole day colouring in and on FaceTime, so not ideal. And I have so much work that I need to schedule and get sorted before I go to Canada, which is in a day, and I've not packed yet either. Back to the Q&A, someone has asked, how do you deal with overthinking? And I don't think I'm really that qualified to answer that question, because I am a grade A overthinker, but I think the most useful advice I've been given is you can't outthink yourself. You can't think your way out of overthinking. That's not how you stop overthinking. You have to do something physical, get out of your brain and into your body. So you can't think your way out of it. So doing something physical like going for a run, going to the gym, or doing anything that puts you more in your body, even if that's like having a cold shower, that's what helps with overthinking, because you can't think your way out of overthinking, because that's the problem. You're thinking too much. You need to think less. You need to be more in your body rather than your mind and your brain. I think journaling, writing as well is really helpful, just to get thoughts out onto the page, and then you can sort of like piece them together. I'm very much an overthinker. I spend most of my time in my own head, just like driving myself insane. So what I find helps me is genuinely just going for a run, to be honest. That is the most useful thing for me when I'm overthinking, because if I'm really hot and tired and exhausted, I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm really hot and tired and exhausted, not overthinking about whatever it was that I was overthinking about. 7 o'clock, I might actually just carry on colouring in. Like, I might as well not bother with work now. I might just sack off the day and go back to work tomorrow, and then tomorrow the agenda will be get all the content ready for when I go to Canada, so then I don't have to work when I'm there. Otherwise I will have to work when I'm over there. Just schedule things in, or at least plan what I'm doing, and I don't have to like think of ideas while I'm out there and then like draw them quickly and badly. Morning. Yesterday I didn't get anything productive done, but that's okay, because not every day is going to be 100% productive slay. I spend the whole evening colouring this in, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm 24 years old, and that was my wild Saturday night. It looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. Giving me another idea for another book. I really need to stop with the more ideas. Keep having more ideas, and I just need to like actually action the ideas that I'm currently doing and stop giving up on making the comic book or the current things. But anyway, my new idea is I just want to do like a whole colouring book of just like my comics, and then people could like rip them out and put them on their wall, and that's like they've made their own print kind of, because that's what people like the most. They like the comics because it's got the reflections or the dialogue that they might have needed to hear. And if they just colour it in with their own colours, they can just like design their own print. Then just like, these are cute, I like these. Like, instead of having like static sheets, they can just colour in my comics. That's my new idea. So asked, how did Remy's World start? So Remy's World actually started like a sunshine and light wholesome art style. It actually started off pretty bleak and dark. I used to have a guitar in my room at uni. I used to wake up in the night and then think it was like a shadow in the corner of my room. I decided to draw it, and then I did some like drawings, like dark, they were quite dark. And I just didn't really do anything with the drawings, and then came back to them. After a few years, like life just got in the way, I didn't make the drawings anymore. When I was on holiday in Switzerland, and I thought, you know what, he's actually pretty cool. Like I might actually do something with him that's not like super depressing, and make him like a really fun, wholesome little shadow guy, and made him like loads of friends as well. At the time, I think I just finished my last freelancing contract for social media management, and I really was not enjoying the social media management. It was more like dealing with people. I really didn't enjoy that. So I was like, why am I making socials for other people when I can just make socials for myself and for something I actually care about? Remy's World started. It's quite a nice question actually. What inspires you most to draw? Honestly, I've just drawn consistently since I was like 5 years old. Like for me, it's just like a way of life at this time, without sounding super cringe. Like I can't imagine not drawing, but what inspires me most now is like, I would say, well, helping others, obviously. And what goes into the work is thoughts and feelings from my own life, things that I'm personally struggling with, conversations I've had with other people that I found meaningful, or things that they're struggling with. They usually filter down into my work, or I like create pieces based on them. And then as well, more recently, gratitude. Like I've done a lot more comics and work based on gratitude, because it really is the small things. Like if you've got a roof over your head and a warm bed at night, you are one of the lucky ones, and that is something to be super grateful for, even if things seem super difficult right now. It's not saying that you can't struggle and your feelings aren't valid. It's just saying that sometimes acknowledging the small things, actually that small, does really help shift your perspective or shift your mindset when you are feeling really down. James asked, how old is Mr. Scribble? He keeps calling one of my characters Mr. Scribble. That one actually, Parch the Tortoise. He keeps calling him Mr. Scribble, and the answer is I don't know how old Mr. Scribble is, because I don't have a Mr. Scribble, but I do have a Parch the Tortoise. I kind of do like the name Mr. Scribble though. I wish I called him Mr. Scribble now. But yeah, I don't know how old Mr. Scribble is, because I don't know who Mr. Scribble is. Today is Pack for Canada, still not done that yet. To be honest, I might just have a very unstructured day, just do what I want, draw some comics, have some fun, edit some reels. I don't think there's much point me now, if I'm leaving tomorrow, putting in like a hardcore structure. Maybe I will set up a structure for when I come back, so I can get back into it straight away. I did play around with Notion trying to set up some systems, because I have no systems at the minute, and it's just not feasible for me to keep just writing my ideas and strategy in notes. Like I just have one really long note on my phone called comic ideas, and I just like write in that, and this is not working anymore, because there's too many moving parts now. There's a YouTube and a TikTok and a colouring book and a website, and it's not the same as me just drawing comics and putting them on Instagram anymore and being like, oh that's cool, let's put that on. No, I actually need to create some systems now, some organisation, some scheduling, some planning. So I think I'm gonna try and set up my systems today on Notion. Okay, so I forgot to film an outro. Who's surprised? No one. So this is me from the beginning, but now at the end, because I've had to refilm so much of this because I was such a wooden weirdo when recording most of this. So that was a bit of what my week looked like. I will get better. I promise I will get better at speaking to the camera. I'm just not very used to it. I don't really know how to end this. Do I need to come up with an outro? Someone suggest me an outro, because I have no idea what to do now. Bye. See you next week. That's optimistic, thinking that I'm going to be able to film and edit a whole nother video in a week. Hopefully see you soon. Yeah, I'm just going to say bye. I'm sorry if you could hear my dog snoring in most of the clips, because he won't shut up. And he's right here, right now.